Okay, welcome to the draft, everybody. We have another vintage cube one for y'all, and this time I'm looking to go big or go home. I really want a trophy here, so we're going to be trying to go for the most busted stuff we can get. Mono green is pretty good. I don't really want to pass the Elvish Mystic. Gaia's Cradle is very powerful in that deck, but you are prone to some of the other decks in the format when you play it. There's also a Triome, and I'm pretty happy with this Triome, but I think we're going to take the Cradle as possibly the most busted individual card. Now we have a Kiki, Craterhoof. It would be sad to miss out on the Craterhoof if we do end up in mono green, but I can't just take the Gaia's Cradle and the Craterhoof and hope for the best here. There's always a chance we don't get it. Kiki is always going to be good in a deck that can cast it, so we'll take Kiki. I know it sounds a little goofy to have taken the Gaia's Cradle and then immediately pass up on a green finisher, but we're probably not getting that Llanowar Elf back, or rather Elvish Mystic. I'm really doubtful that we will. And we don't actually have to play this in necessarily a green deck. As long as you have a critical mass of creatures, it will just make a bunch of mana for you. It's better, obviously, but doesn't mean we have to do it. Now we have Trop, Scavenging Ooze, and Goblin Electromancer. We'll just take a Trop here. If we're gonna stick hard to the Kiki Jiki, then one of those red cards might have been an okay choice, but I think Trop is good. Just one of the best lands in the format. It wasn't a very good pack either, so I'm kind of happy taking that there. Now we have a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which I've been pretty happy with. A Toski and a Gilded Drake. I think I'm supposed to take the Fable instead of the Xander's Lounge. Might be a mistake, but I've been pretty impressed with Fable. Now we have Opposition and Scalding Tarn. Scalding Tarn gets us our Trop, and is just generally a good card. Then there's Thassa's Oracle, Git Probe. I'm just going to take the Tarn. Now we have a Portent, which is my least favorite cantrip. We have Direfleet Daredevil in red, Daze in blue, and Coercive Portal in artifacts. I don't know why this card has been going as late as it has. In the last draft, I think we got it like pick like 9 or something goofy like that. But it's extremely powerful. What are the odds that we get it back? Basically 0, but Daze is a counterspell. I'll take the Coercive Portal. Now we have a Volcanic Island, and I'm just going to take that. Like, we already have a Scalding Tarn. Just pretty happy getting that card. Fiery IZZET also just makes our mana kind of perfect. Inferno Titan's not bad, but it is just a big finisher. There's plenty of those in the format. Proving Grounds, not really looking to play it. Not really looking to play any of these other cards. We'll just take the IZZET. Repeal. Repeal's playable. Not super good, but it's fine. We're not really playing any of these other cards. Flicker Wisp is a million miles away. Olivia's just fine. Take Repeal. Craterhoof comes back. Notably, we did not get the Elvish Mystic, so we could have gotten Craterhoof, but you've seen these packs. Committing to mono green was not going to do it for us, so we'll put this in the sideboard, and we'll take a card that we actually have a chance to play, which is a Hollowed Fountain, or a Showdown of the Scalds. I'll just take a Hollowed Fountain. Now we have the Goblin Electromancer, the Goblin Bombardment, and an Armageddon, and then Elspeth. This is not a good Elspeth. This is an okay Elspeth. We'll just take the Electromancer. Gilded Drake comes back. I do like that card a lot. We will take it. Opposition and Thassa's Oracle. There are ways that we can make Opposition work, and I do like it more than Thassa's Oracle here. Now Direfleet, Daredevil, or Tameo. We'll take the Daredevil. Finale we're not going to play. Not right now anyway. Does it only get green cards? No, just creatures? Oh, well that is a little bit better, but I still don't think it's really what we're looking for. Now we have Fractured Identity, which we can cast. It's the value of taking all these lands as highly as we have. Mana Drain is going to be the pick though. This far and away much better. Hoping to get back something from that pack. Guess I should have looked at it a little bit more. It is 2 AM and this is one of those days where I wasn't really going to sleep super duper late, so I'm still kind of running on empty for the day. There's Remand, Grim Monolith, and Misty Rainforest. Well, I like the Misty, I like the Remand, and I like the Grim Monolith. Only question is which one. We're not getting back any of these cards. I don't even know what we're getting back. Probably something miserable like a Coalition Relic that we're never going to cast. I think Remand is just good. I do like counterspells, and that is one. Grim Monolith, all it really does for us is make our Coercive Portal a bit better. So we'll take the Remand. We have Yokel Helps, which I'm not going to play. Runaway Steamkin, which doesn't seem very good right now. Savai Triome, which is Mountain Plains. Temple Garden, which is a green splash. Wooded Foothills, which gets us our Tropical Island. And our Volcanic Island. So we're just going to take the Wooded Foothills. Solitude and Lelia. Well, there's also a Bone Crusher Giant. I've been very, very impressed with both of these cards. The Bone Crusher and the Lelia. I don't think I want to try and make the Oracle work. I'm just on one of these red cards, just the question is which one. I think Lelia. Well, we don't really have that much removal. Maybe Bone Crusher's just better. Nah, I'll take Lelia. I know that we said we're kind of trying to spike this one, but I do want to have fun. Do we have a way to cast this already? Not really. There's a Breeding Pool, a Chain Lightning, and an Imperial Recruiter. Imperial Recruiter does get us Lelia, as well as Direfleet Daredevil, and Kiki Jiki. Chain Lightning is just a removal spell. I think we'll take the Recruiter. So the thing about taking all these lands is we have a lot of options. We can even afford to take like the Spellbinder here if we really wanted to, but I don't really think that's a good idea. I'm just going to take a Glenelander Archmage. Or maybe even the Unlicensed Hers. I think we have a lot of things that would make Unlicensed Hers pretty alright. But I do think Archmage is pretty powerful. It's just that every time I play the Unlicensed Hers, I'm or every time I play against it, it's really good against me. We don't really have any kind of good counterplay against our opponent doing things besides Remand and Mana Drain. But maybe that's good enough. We'll take the Glenelender. Now we have Cryptic Command, Chandra, and some stuff we're not going to play. We'll take the Cryptic here, pretty happy. Now we have the Zealous Conscripts, and we do have the Kiki, so that is a 2-card right there. A little expensive, but it's by no means bad. Also a Thieving Skydiver that we're not going to get back, sadly. Darkslick Shore is not really what we're looking for. Rishadenport, pretty far away from being playable. We'll take the Conscripts and be pretty happy with it. Now we have Sword of Fire and Ice, which we can, I guess, bring in. Then we have Voltaic Visionary and Hellrider. Voltaic Visionary is okay. It does technically draws cards, but it transforms into a beater. That's it. So I think we can take the sword. I'll put this in the sideboard. Red Elemental Blast, which is pretty strong, and then Rabblemaster. I don't really think Rabblemaster is the direction we're going in, but we do have a lot of good stuff going on here. It's a question. It's definitely a question. I do like counterspells. I think we can find threats that are just as good, if not better, than Rabblemaster. Put this in the sideboard. It's just so efficient in a sideboard. Yeah, we're not playing any of these. I guess there's a world where we are gonna maybe like Yokel Helps and then cast something off Mana Drain, so we'll put it in the sideboard. Or maybe we just take Runaway Steamkin, see if we can find a way to make it work. Well, now we're gonna take the Stomping Ground because we can get it with both of our fetches. Already, we still can't really cast, but we're not casting any of these other cards at all. Definitely not the Intrepid Adversary. Put that in the sideboard. Abbot of Carol Keep. Yeah, it looks like we're like kind of this red-blue thing that can kind of audible into a twin deck. So we have Library of Alexandria and Mox Pearl. Obviously we're going to take the Mox here, but it does suck to pass the Library because we're obviously not going to get it back. Now we have Expansion Explosion, Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it kind of has to be Snapcaster here. We have Remand, we have Mana Drain, Cryptic Command, just some pretty good targets to hit. Zagoth Triome, not really what I'm looking for. Memory Deluge and Riftwing. I think we'll just take a Riftwing, or maybe it's Embereth Shieldbreaker. I really like Riftwing. Every time I play this card, I'm pretty happy with it. Sneak Attack and Ragavan. And another counterspell. And an Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb is strong. Ragavan is very strong. Does Ancient Tomb do a lot for us? Does an okay amount. Pays for the 2 in Kiki, some conscript stuff, Hardcast Riftwing, Coercive Portal, Opposition, Glenelendra. We'll just take a Ragavan. Force of Negation. I don't really think we have enough blue spells to make it as good as it can be. Now we have Firebolt and Goblin Welder and Thousand Year Storm. I don't think we're doing anything with either of those. Seagate Stormcaller, what do we get off that? Very little, surprisingly. We'll just take a Firebolt. Be pretty happy with it. Bloodthirsty Adversary and Incinerate and Frantic Search. I think it's just Incinerate. It's definitely not Memory Jar, is it? Nah, no way. Just take an Incinerate. Eidolon, Charter Course, Wasteland. We did pass up a Crucible of Worlds, and we do have 2 fetches, but I don't really know if that's what our game plan wants to be. Eidolon seems like it might be a bit greedy. We're not playing Taiga. Maybe Charter Course. Nah, I'll just take Eidolon. We'll just call it what we are. We're a mono red deck that has some stuff we can do in the late game with Kiki and conscripts. Smuggler's Copter or Brainstorm. We do have 2 fetches, but I think the Smuggler's Copter is good enough. We just have a lot of stuff going on here. Hollowed Fountain going to the board for now. Stomping Ground also going to the board. Fiery Islet, Tropical Island. So the Wooded Foothills, specifically, can get us a blue source off the Trop, so I think it's worth playing. Sulfuric Vortex or Spell Pierce or Ancestral or Relic. Well, that's a tough call. I think it's honestly Relic or Ancestral. Maybe it is just Sulfuric though? Nah, we'll take the relic for the sideboard. I think we have enough stuff in the main deck. So Monastery Swift Spear, we do have a lot of non-creature spells here, but I don't know how many of them we're trying to cast on our turn. Seems like it might just be better to put like Expansion Explosion in the sideboard, or something like that. We'll take it. We'll just take it. Ember's Shieldbreaker comes back? Well, that's kind of exactly what I was hoping would come back. That's really, really good to see. Emrakul? Or we're never casting an Emrakul. We're not casting any of these other cards. We'll just put it in the sideboard. Seagate Stormcaller. We have Firebolt. And it also can get our Incinerate and other stuff. We're not playing Emery, so we'll put that in the board. Not playing either of these cards. This can't block. We'll just put this in the board. And Cabal Ritual also to the board. Alright, well that was an interesting draft. We have 32 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands and a Mox. Gonna consider the Mox not a land, which means we have to whittle down from these other cards. Repeal's okay with Mox, but I think it might not be really what we're looking to do. Riftwing we're putting in a 2-drop slot because that's what it is. So are there any blue cards that we should obviously be cutting? Probably Opposition. We don't have any way to make a lot of creature tokens. We keep Conscript's Kiki because it's just good enough. Making extra Riftwings is good enough for Kiki. Sealing their stuff's good enough for Conscripts. Making extra Abbots is good. Making extra Snapcasters is good. Feels like both of these cards justify themselves just fine. So we can also just, you know, play them alongside each other and have really cool combo interactions occasionally. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is a little bit lackluster. And I don't think we're playing a 14-land deck here. But maybe the answer is just to cut one of our bad 2s instead of cutting a good 3. Is Goblin Electromancer doing anything for us? Okay, so it puts a discount into Cryptic Command, as well as Remand, Incinerate. Yep, that's enough for me to cut it. I've seen enough. That's just not enough stuff. Now we're at 29, minus 5 brings it to 24. 16 lands and a Mox, with our curve topping out at 5 mana, with 2 cards. And we have Ragavan as well as Fable of the Mirror Breaker to make us mana, and a lot of low interaction to keep us in the game until we can draw stuff. Is Runaway Steamkin worth right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Yeah, I like it like this. I do like keeping the Wooded Foothills for the Trop, because this is a red or a blue source now. We can go get a basic mountain or the Trop for the blue. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of each already. And then we can add in 11 more lands here. Yeah, that looks sufficient. So with the Fiery Islet, Scalding Tarns both, Volcanic Islands both, Wooded Foothills is both. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue sources, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red sources out of a 16 land deck. Yeah, I'd say that constitutes good mana, all things considered. We're going to go ahead and save it up, and then after a brief interlude, we'll be back for gameplay. So we're still locating an opponent, but I wanted to go over some stuff that I thought was very interesting. I don't think we're going to be out aggroed pretty easily, but we have some pretty interesting stuff going on here in the sideboard. We have Repeal, we have the Red Elemental Blast, and we have the Electromancer if we need to be a little bit more low to the ground. For other interaction, we also have the Relic of Progenitus, as well as the Sword. So I think we have a lot of coverage overall. Of course we lose the die roll, but I still like our chances. Like, look at this hand. All we're missing is a blue source. And obviously we're not going to keep it. Unfortunately, we have to put that one back. Now we have the opposite problem. This is pretty disgusting. We have a turn 1 Smuggler's Copter. All we need is a red source, and we kind of start getting there on what we have. Eidolon's the most uncastable thing in our hand. I think we have to hope that the Smuggler's Copter can get us there. Mana Drain? Well, it's not the worst. We do have the turn 2 Mana Drain, so that is actually good news. If we ever cast the Ragavan, we can start getting some card advantage. Mana advantage as well. Don't really like that. Pretty miserable to see against my Ragavan. Cryptic Command. And just an uncastable card unless we draw exactly another blue source. The Mana Drain doesn't even get us any tangible benefit here. What do they got? Bloodghast? Sure. Not really worried about that one. Interesting. Riftwing. So annoying. I don't think we cast it. Pretty sad how this turn is shaken out so far. Well, the game overall, to be honest. Was hoping we'd have things to do in our deck full of really good cards. Take 2 damage. Sure. Bob Nixilis, the adversary. Pretty annoying. I think we are going to counter it. We need to draw creature cards now. We really need to draw creature cards. We need things we can cast. Or a red source. Literally anything. Oh my god. I'm about to just pack it in. I'm kind of just off of it. Bunch of uncastables. This is a token. Guess we can cast Riftwing. Activate off of this. Go to combat, attack with this. I would love to draw a card, yes please. Gilded Drake, I mean, I guess it is a card. Not really a good one for us. Embereth Shieldbreaker doing nothing right now. Ragavan doing less than nothing. Pitch the Ragavan. Still no land. We are 11 cards deep. And looking at 2 lands. Interesting. Drawn less than half of the lands we would expect to see in this many cards. They're going to attack for the full 4. That's fine by me. What I'm hoping to not see is some kind of absurd bomb. Gonti? Well, that really sucks. Maybe there'll be 4 lands on top. Looks like a hard choice, I guess. Oh, what's this? Removal spell? No. Oh, is that mine? No, that's theirs. Glenelender Archmage. It's not even a castable. Oh, that is mine. Okay, well that's not really that good. We can hold up the Smuggler's Copter to block. We can also just take the young Pyromancer. No instants or sorceries. We couldn't even do anything with this if we wanted to. I think we just hold off past turn. Yeah. Unfortunate, but they have 2 cards. There's a chance that we might be able to make this work. They're going to draw a card immediately. That's good for me. Dark Confidant. Well, I might be trading for that. Savai Triome. Okay. What you got? I mean, at this point, we are just going to do it. There's a mountain, and they don't have any artifacts in play. Do we just pitch the Gilded Drake, or what? I guess so. We can't really block a 3/3 flyer effectively. We draw another card, they lose that. End step, we don't do anything. Not ideal, admittedly. It's this or Glenelendra. I think we just play out the Glenelendra. We have to get kind of lucky here. Hope that they have some pretty bad hits off of the Dark Confidant. Entomb, that's not very good for me. All they need is any reanimation spell and they're gonna get there. I'm drawing 2 cards a turn as well. I'll say it again, it's been pretty unfortunate how this has shaken out. This is the Entomb, yeah. Kinda guessed that one was gonna happen. What they got? Croxa. Okay. Not really that afraid of Croxa. It's 5 cards. Yeah. And they have to spend their whole turn doing it. Okay, so that's a 2/3. We're gonna block. We're gonna unblock there. We're gonna block here. We're gonna block here. Or do we block there? No, we'll just block there. Take a 4. Trade for the Pyromancer. Keep my Glenelender alive. They can play a Croxa. We're gonna pitch the Shield Breaker. Yes. Alright, nothing else to do. Snapcaster Mage, what do we have? Mana Drain. That's kind of it. Literally it. We'll start with an Abbot. Okay, what you got? Kiki Jiki, very nice. 3 lands in 17 cards. Pretty fun. Admittedly, I don't really think there's a way we get out of this mess. We're just gonna concede the game here. Whatever. Good job, opponent. Really got there. So they're playing black-red. Red Elemental Blast not really doing it. I think they have enough small stuff that bringing in the Seagate Stormcaller for our Firebolt plan is good. Runaway Steamkin seems like it might be bad there. Sword of Fire and Ice also seems like it's fine. What seemed really bad was probably Monastery Swiftspear. We'll run it back exactly like that. Maybe the Kroxa is good to repeal. Alright, well we have hand that doesn't do anything because no red mana. We can remand their first play and try and draw a card. I don't know, I guess. Sure, whatever. I'm pretty tired of having good decks with good hands or good mana that just fold because I don't draw anything worthwhile. I feel like going to 6 is just bad. There's something they want to do turn 1, so I feel good about the remand at least. Yeah, we'll remand it. Want to draw that card. Glenalendra, okay. Not a land. Mountain. Turn 2 Laelia. Don't mind if I do. That's definitely exactly the kind of thing I was hoping for. We do have to fade removal spell. Already played a land, of course, so we can't do anything there. They can play the Skull Clamp if they want to. There's a Skull Clamp. They have a Bolt. Fury. Just evoking Fury, pitching an Obnixilis. That's a 2-for-1 to get rid of my Laelia. Fine by me. Let's draw a land and play a Coercive Portal. That'd be nice. Or a Sword of Fire and Ice. Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of have to, don't we? Nothing else to do. Pretty unfortunate that we can't cast our Mana Drain. What you got? Kroxa, sure. Guess we'll pitch the Firebolt. We're still pretty far away from having a good way to bring the Kroxa back. Imperial Recruiter, huh? Yeah, I mean, it's our only castable card, so I guess we kind of have to play it, don't we? We'll go get Ragavan. Is Ragavan good here? It's either Ragavan or... I don't even know. Abbott. So we'll go get the Ragavan. Pretty okay, I guess. We can equip as well as play Ragavan next turn. They have 4 cards in hand. So do we. What you got? Cycle? Okay, that's good for me. I'm gonna be pretty happy if this gets to go to game 3. I don't feel like I'm necessarily in the clear if that happens. Necessarily, rather. Okay, protection from red, but not protection from black. We're just gonna beat in here. Yeah, I would like to draw a card and deal 2 damage. A land? Pretty good. I mean, obviously we just Ragavan. They need something to do. I think they're looking for a way to get back the Fury, but unfortunately for them, I do have the Sword of Fire and Ice right now. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, that's fine. Goblin Bombardment. Okay. Cryptic Command. Not really what I was looking for. If we try and equip, they just ping it in response. So I think the answer is that we just attack with both. And see how things go. Yeah. They will block, that's fine with me. Will they sacrifice and ping? Nope. They'll just go to 7, now go to 5. We draw a card, it's a mountain. Mountain's okay. Do we play out the Glenelendra to hold up the counterspell, or do we just keep up Mana Drain, Incinerate? I think we just keep up the Mana Drain, Incinerate. They're gonna get to look at 4 cards total this turn. 5 if they crack the Silent Clearing. Potentially more depending on what's going on. Would they sacrifice or discard? Duress, Swamp. Okay. Crack the Silent Clearing, fine by me. Concede game, okay. Alright, so they have some tokens. They have the one from the Obnixilis that gets bounced. They have Fable of the Mirror Breaker that also gets bounced. They also have some stuff that I can, some random tokens off of other things I can bounce. They also have the Gonti that plays my cards and I can bounce those. And they also have some graveyard stuff happening. So I'm considering the Relic here as well. What do we want to take out though? Maybe Abbot? Abbot seems like it's just a generic creature, and we have a lot of reactive spells that aren't quite as good. Glenelender Archmage doesn't seem like it's at its best, but I think it's still good. Cryptic Command has felt completely uncastable every time I draw it. Gilded Drake also seems like it's at its worst right here, so we'll just run it like this. 12 creatures, 16 lands, see if we can find a good hand. Please. You know what? I actually dig this. I get the turn 2 Riftwing, Imperial Recruiter, can definitely cast my Cryptic Command. I like it. It's a little bit slow, but we have a lot of good draws in the deck. Duress, Thoughtseize. That's much worse. They're gonna take the Cryptic, I assume. Maybe the Riftwing. They also have Duress. This could be a very bad game for me. Okay. We'll just play out the Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. What do we have? Nothing? Okay, sure. We'll go get an island. Play out a Volk. We'll suspend, because we don't have anything else to do. They have a nice opening here to do whatever they want. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, yeah. Kinda saw that one coming. We have a lot of things that pay us off here. Maybe we'll draw one of them. Please. Well, that's not quite it, but it does let us play the coercive portal, and that's really good. Cast. Play out a basic, or no, yeah, we'll play out a basic mountain. Play this. 4 cards, and this only makes a treasure. Maybe this isn't going to be so bad for me. They got a 5 mana or so here. What are they going to discard? Mock Sapphire. What? Discard Mock Sapphire. Okay. Well, evidently they're kind of loaded on mana sources already and they don't need it. Pretty surprising. Okay. Entomb. Oh, well, this is bad. Kroxa? I mean, that's not... I'm not really worried about that. Like, it is a 2 mana card, so we have a lot of things that actually beat the hell out of a Kroxa. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just discard a basic mountain. Take some damage in the process. Fine by me. Alright, we'll put this on the stack first. We will vote Homage. Well, yeah, we'll vote Homage. Okay. Unfortunate, 2 lands in a row. We will play out the Imperial Recruiter, and we'll go get something, God knows what though. We do have another land to discard. Enchantment creature. Doesn't really do a lot. You can Snapcaster Cryptic next turn. Otherwise it's like Kiki Jiki. Actually, Kiki's pretty good there. We do not have triple red though, so Kiki's not that actually that good. Lelia, however, will let us be on the beatdown plan next turn, because we're going to bounce the Kroxa. Yeah, I guess it is Lelia, necessarily. It's card advantage. We already played out a land this turn. This is going to block. We have 2 draws a turn. That has Summoning Sickness. We will take 5 damage this turn. That does suck. Oh, what's this? Christ. That's pretty miserable, I'm not gonna lie. That might just be game over. Which sucks, obviously. Now instead of taking 5, we're taking 11. Unless we discard the Lelia. Then we're just taking 8. Then they're just gonna copy a Fury next turn. I don't see necessarily a road to victory that involves playing out the Lelia and attacking with it, so we'll discard it. Go to a very low life total. End step. Cast. Okay, so if we bounce the Croxa, they can't attack with it next turn, which I think is probably the best thing we can do. But we also have to find a way to get rid of the reflection of Kiki-Jiki, or else they just make another Fury, and we can't survive that. So we're kind of dependent on this draw step, these two draw steps to get us there. Maybe we can convince them to vote Carnage. Because I think that is necessarily better for us right now at 6 life. They do not. We draw a Firebolt, which will get rid of the reflection. And honestly now, I think we're... Oh, well, we're not doing that. That's for damn sure. Accidentally pressed that button. We'll put the Trop into play. Play a Firebolt on the reflection. Play this out. We can discard a land. Block with the Mirror Breaker token. Block with the Rift Wing as well. And we're still kind of technically living here. We can't take a hit from the Fury at all, but we're not losing. We're not, like, literally losing. They're going to play a Goblin Bombardment. Well, that's not very good for me at all. That just gives me an actual clock. Oh, and they get to do this too. Hit me for 4. Actually, no, they get to hit me for 5, 6. Exacts. Okay. Pretty good, I suppose. Fair enough, I guess. Sometimes you get there. I don't think I win the game. Oh, what? They're gonna... What? There's no way that's correct. They just missed lethal on board. Sure. What you got? Cool. The swag play. Fair enough, I suppose. Fair. Alright, well, if that first game was a little bit more lenient, maybe things would have been better for us, but I didn't think a mull to, 4 would have been a good thing to do, so I didn't do it. We did mull twice down to 5. Or did we just mull once? I don't remember. I know both of our hands were bad, and it just did not get better. The more we drew, the more miserable it was. Maybe match 2 will be a bit better. I mean, we have a 10-10 split on mana sources. We should not be getting mana screwed at all. Even though we're only playing 16 lands, we have a shitload of fixing. See you in the second match. Okay, looks like we have found our second match, and still waiting a little while, I guess. We're at what, 49 minutes? It's not too bad. Looks like we might be repairing. An unfortunate reality of Magic Online. Yep. Too bad. Well, see y'all when we get there. Okay, looks like we've found somebody now. Maybe this one will get there. Sure does. We've won, we'll go on the play. And it's looking like perfect mana. With a turn 1 Ragavan, with turn 2 mana drain backup. Yeah, we'll keep it, I guess. We'll just yield until the end of their turn. If they have removal for it, so be it. Celestial Colonnade? Well, that's kind of the nightmare scenario for them, isn't it? Facing down a turn 1 Ragavan. I'll take a land. Snapcaster, huh? Yeah, I'll just leave that one in exile, and we'll play out Eidolon? Do we just play out the Eidolon here? Punish them super hard? No, we'll hold up the mana drain, because next turn we have Lelia, with mana drain backup, if our Ragavan lives. Oh, it's not very good for them. Yeah, we're just gonna go to combat again, I think. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay. Yeah, we'll play out a mountain. Play out an Eidolon. Okay, fine by me. What you got? Narset Parter of Veils? Am I even worried about that? I don't think I am. I just have way too much stuff going on here. Does not concern me. We can attack it with Lelia. Ancestral Recall. Well, you know, I guess I should have countered it. But if they want to take another 2 off the Ancestral, that's fine with me. Trop. I do want to play a Trop out, to be honest. If for no other reason than mana drain. So we will do it. And red. Play out the Lelia. I'll take some damage in the process. Go to combat. Attack this at the Narset, attack this at them, and this at them. And yeah, just whenever it attacks. Yeah. Yep. And a Chrome Mox. Does this land? No, it's not. No, I don't think we cast it. Please hold up mana drain. They can feel free to cast another. They can cast Ancestral here. I'm not really worried about that. Ancestral themselves? Yeah. Fine by me. They only have 2 mana left. Mana draining that is tempting, but there's so few cards at 2 mana that get them out of this, and we have the mana drain in hand. I have to imagine that it's just better to do this. Balance. Well, that one I am going to attempt to counter after they take 2. Please go away, counter. Okay, that's enough for them. They've seen enough. So we're going to bring in the Red Elemental Blast, obviously. I think we keep all of the stuff that we put in that's aggressive, but we take out some stuff that's a little slower. Maybe Imperial Recruiter's a bit slow. What else can we bring in? Sword of Fire and Ice? Yeah, I think we just start with it like that. We see if we can get some lives to win in this game. Well, we might be going to a game 3 at this rate. This hand is not very good. We do have the blue mana, but our hand is not doing anything against them unless they play out an artifact early. We do have all of our colors of mana though, so I think we have to keep it. Important? Sure. Not really afraid of a portent. And as far as cards to see from my opponent, that's one of the better ones. Alright. That's a pretty good one to see. We're going to play out the Wooded Foothills, and we're just going to pass the turn. Go get our Trop at the end of their turn. Azure Signet, pretty good to see. Trop, please. And we will blow that up. If we're lucky, that's the only white mana they have available. But I don't really feel like a very lucky person generally. Bonk. By playing the land first, well, we had to, but we also did play around days. We do have to be aware that they might have had it. It does seem like they just passed priority completely. Well, now they're going to get Laliat again. Ancestral Recall again. Fair enough, I suppose. We'll just play out the Volk. What I would not like to see is a daze here. No daze, good for me. And we actually get our own Ancestral off the Direfleet Daredevil. So them getting the Ancestral is actually not too bad, all things considered. Can't really cast the Monastery Swift Spear, which is unfortunate. I would like to apply some more pressure to them, but I think it's okay. Now if we can find a way to get the Kiki out before we do the Gilded Drake, we could do some pretty tricky stuff. We have the mana, so we just have to, you know, get there. Start with Ancestral themselves. We will probably do the same thing next turn. End step, okay. They're content to sit back. I'm content to attack. A little unfortunate. So I think we just play out the mountain. Then we cast a Runaway Steamkin. And an Embreth Shieldbreaker. And see if they want to do stuff, and then we can just follow it up with the Direfleet Daredevil plan next turn. Hold on, I'm casting this right. Yeah. Thought for a second I might have accidentally cast the Direfleet Daredevil because I was talking about it. They can balance next turn if they want to. That's fine by me. They'll be discarding some cards as well, so... They do necessarily need something here, though. They're facing down 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. What you got? I really can't wait to Direfleet. Gonna eat this Ancestral so fast. Tasty. They do have a Snapcaster, so I do need to be aware of that, but I think I can still... I mean, they have to do something here, right? Like, if they don't do anything, I just go to combat and attack them. That's fine with me. deep in the tank, I guess. We've exiled pieces of our combo so many times thanks to Lelia. It's pretty unfortunate. Oh, it looks like they might just be passing the turn. That is definitely okay with me. Yeah, we don't really have a way to necessarily beat Snapcaster to the punch unless they do something on our combat step. And I don't really think I'm worried about that anyway because we have so much beatdown happening. We're just going to play out a Scalding Tarn, go to combat, see what happens. They let us go to combat, so they have to have something here. Otherwise, they're taking so much damage. Snapcaster. Mystic Confluence. Okay. What you got? Snapcaster Mage, huh? Well, all we have is a wooded foothills down there. But you know what? I think we start out with a runaway Steamkin. Crack this. Go get a basic mountain, because we have an island in our hand. Play out a Dire Fleet Daredevil. Point this at a little card called Ancestral Recall. And then we're going to cast it targeting ourselves. Oh, those are some okay cards, I guess. What are we putting back, though? I guess the Coercive Portal? We're just so far ahead. I don't think we're ever casting that. Yeah, I'd say that was okay. They spent a Mystic Confluence just to set back some tempo, and then we immediately punish them with absolute insanity. We don't have any counter spells in our graveyard, just that stuff. Dimir Signet? Well, they bounced this back, so they know that that's not going to go well for them. What's this? Jace? Sure. Sure. You got it, buddy. Do all of that you want. Alrighty. So I think we necessarily start with the battle display on the Signet. Then we're going to incinerate the Jace. Then we can remove the counters. Add 3 mana. Play out Aragavan. Do we cast it with dash or just cast it? I think we just cast it. Oh, I guess we should have cast it with the dash. We can cast the Embereth Shieldbreaker. And then we play the land out. Then we can cast Aurelia. Yeah, you know, I'd say that's pretty alright. Attack for a little bit of damage. Riftwing. Unfortunately, I can't cast that off of the Runaway Steamkin. Sad to say. They do have a Caracas here, so there's a chance that they will bounce one of my legends. But one thing I'm not afraid of here is balance, because we have, well, a lot going on. Teferi? Sure. That is not going to do it. They can Caracas. Oh, okay, sure. They'll draw a card. Jesus Christ, they are really committed to the Signet plan. So next turn we get to Kiki Jiki. And they concede. Okay. Understandable. Well, see, why couldn't our first match go like that? I think we were definitely advantaged in the first match as well. Unfortunate. And we're on the draw. With a hand that looks decidedly slow. Doesn't really do much of anything. We do have all of our colors of mana. I don't know what this hand beats though. That's the problem. Maybe their hand isn't perfect either. Well, turn 1 Mox into another mana rock is pretty okay. But they only have 4 cards, so it's not like we're 0% to win. We're just heavily unfavored. Okay, 4 cards. What do we got? Dryad? I mean, sure. They're gonna play another land out? They are. Bloodcast? Yeah, not really afraid of that. Guess I got kind of lucky. They have a do-nothing hand. Like a real do-nothing hand. Unless their last card is specifically a payoff. So far this is looking pretty good for me. I think we'll play out the Tropical Island. Pass the turn here. Next turn we can cast Eulalia. Attack and it actually doesn't get profitably blocked. We do kind of rely on them not drawing anything super good here. Oh yeah, I like to see that. Play a do-nothing Planeswalker. Or just play nothing. That's even better. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna play out the mountain. Yeah, I think we have to play this. 1 card in hand. See what it is. Alright. Well, they are going to crack the fetch, which is interesting. Yeah, we're gonna attack. I mean, ain't too many options there. Ragavan. Unfortunate, to say the least. But, you know, what am I gonna do? I swear, it feels like I've never gotten a single card off the Eulalia. But every time my opponents have it, they always have, like, the perfect situation to, like, cast it with 1 mana left open so they can do something. And then they always hit, like, the 1-drop or the land when they haven't played one. They're gonna attack. They are going to attack. Although at this point, we're actually outpacing them in the damage. Mox Pearl? Okay. Yeah. We will cast a Mox, that's for sure. We're going to play out a Wooded Foothills, I suppose. Our graveyard's looking pretty barren. We'll just play out the Fable. Yeah. Didn't really want to draw the 8 lands in my blue-red 16 card aggro deck. What's this? Beseiju? Oh, sure. I mean, already got my 2/2 out of it. Well, sure, we'll use the ability. We'll go get ourselves a island? I don't know. Look, we already got the big bonus. The fact that you pitched a card, we got a land, and we got this out of that is fine with me. They'll attack with both, fine by me. At this point, we are actively winning the race, instead of just passively. Do we crack the Wooded Foothills? I think we do. Go get a mountain. Untap. Direfleet Daredevil. Doesn't really do a lot for us, but we're going to go to combat. Just attack all. Glenelender Archmage, huh? That is a pretty good one. So we kind of get to have it both ways. They'll block there, that's fine with me. Play out a land. It should be blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play this out. Play this out. Alright, and then do we play the Direfleet Daredevil? Yeah, we do. Daredevil doesn't do anything for us. Whoops. Small audio spike there. But it does block, so I think that's good enough, and we can flash in the Snapcaster if we think it's necessary. They just can see the game. Yeah, I mean, for land Mox Signet on turn 1, I feel like that match was not close. Not nearly as close as it deserved to be. Well, much closer than it deserved to be. They should have ran away with it very easily, to be honest. I don't even know if we want to board anything in. I guess there's a chance that we want the Relic of Progenitus, but I don't know what I'm taking out for it. I guess Abbott, or maybe Imperial Recruiter. Coercive Portal is also worse because they have the Beseiju. But if they don't have Beseiju, nah, this is worse. We'll just run it like this, see if we can get another victory for that 2-1 finish. Well, this is a hand. Gilded Drake, I think, is good in this matchup. Abbot of Carol Keep gets us a land. If we play it on turn 3, possibly. I think we'll keep it. I'd like to draw specifically Wooded Foothills or Scalding Tarn. Another Mox Pearl opener. Wishclaw Talisman. Yeah, as I suspected, we're looking at some kind of reanimator strategy. Well, if we draw exactly a blue source, we have the Mana Drain. If we draw exactly the red source, we have Eidolon. I think keeping up the Mana Drain is more likely to win us the game, so we'll do that. Alright. They are going to do it now. But they had turn 1 Mox last game, and you see where that landed them. Down a game. They had to draw not land, and they didn't draw not land. Props to them for having the Boseiju. Strip mine? Okay. They didn't really have any way of knowing that the strip mine would be very good against me here. But we drew a wooded foothills anyway, so now we just pass the turn. Fine by me. Fin Tornadoes is fine. Are we going to trade that thing in though? Maybe. Are they going to do something here? What's happening? Well, I guess someday we'll get to search our library for a land. About to pause the video, to be honest. There we go, we'll get the Volk. We draw an island. And I think we just pass and hold up mana drain. One of the ways we win this game is just by mana draining something big enough that we get to kind of go off. Entomb, sure. Alright, we're yielding until their upkeep. They're making some decisions. Some very... what? Tireless tracker? Okay. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting that one. Alright. Necromancy? Yeah, I think we are going to mana drain it. 3 mana and we get to counter their spell. Yes, please. They get a Windswept Heath. Fine by me. Alright. So, what do we have? We have Conscripts, Lelia, Abbot of Carroll Keep. If we play the Abbot, we're reliant on a red land, unless we don't want to play out the other thing, the Lelia this turn. We can also cast a Zealous Conscripts this turn if we want to. We have 6 mana total. Did we just start with Abbot? I think we start with Lelia. No, I think we do start with Abbot. Can we just Lelia and then Gilded Drake? I think we Abbot. What you got? Okay. That is not going to do it, sadly. Pretty bad confluence of events there. Now we can afford to play out the Lelia this turn. And then we can not use the Wishclaw, because that's just bad. Attack. Remand. Yeah, another card we're not casting. They have 2 cards. I think we just have to pass the turn here. I mean, we necessarily should. I don't think Wishclaw is how we win the game here. Nothing really good with Wishclaw that actually does anything for us. That's fine. Strip Mine and Wasteland? Smokestack? Interesting. We can go kill that with a Wishclaw. We did draw a land. What are we doing with it though? That's the question. Well, we can't really do mana drain stuff here. We can Gilded Drake away their Fintorn Elves. But I think our first step is just to attack. And we can also sacrifice the Wishclaw. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right click attack all. We get land. Pretty happy about that. Second main phase. Play out the land. And do we just play out the Direfleet Daredevil? I think we do. Do we? We can go get Entomb. We can, yeah, we can Entomb something, I guess. We have Firebolt. Firebolt, we can Entomb that. Yes. I would love to Entomb. We did play that turn kind of backwards, didn't we? Yeah, we're just going to put the Firebolt in the graveyard here. Yeah. Pass turn. Are they going to stack it right? Yep, they do. Well, thankfully for us, we get to sacrifice a Wishclaw Talisman, so they're the first people that actually sacrifice a real permanent. But this game isn't 100% for us by any stretch. Yeah, like, they blow up Layla and we are just, you know, back on the plan of attacking with 2/1s. Not a guarantee by any stretch. We do draw a land, that's good. I think we just play out the Eidolon and we attack. They can block with the Fintorn Elves if they want to. They do. Fine by me. They have to sacrifice something real here. They sacrifice a mana source. Next turn, Smokestack's going to be pretty bad for them. They do draw a card. What I'd love to see is something I can conscripts for the win. They're just going to pass. I mean, we just sacrifice one land, one of each land, I guess. I don't care what order they go in. Play out another land. Like, undoubtedly, I'm in the positive in this exchange so far. This is where it gets pretty rough. They have to sacrifice 2 permanents. 2 lands, okay. Sure. I mean, I'm just gonna sack lands, so. Alright, that's enough for them. They've seen it. 2-1 finish. First match was kind of unfortunate, but I'm pretty happy with how things went overall. Thank you for tuning in. Another trophy evades us, sadly. Pretty unfortunate that we're only at 1 for the whole format so far. But you've been watching Robot Rallis. Feel free to leave a comment. Please like the video. Please feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.